Hi everybody, Happy New Year. This is the first video that I'm making in 2019 um and that's because I was ill for a while, but I'm fine now. So let's get right into it. Today I'm going to be talking about relationships, and I am a big proponent of the whole self-love, self appreciation, coming to your own thing. And I always start from there because I know that that is fundamentally um, the basis for which you build healthy relationships. um, I do understand that you cannot give what you don't have. If you are a if you don't have if you don't have appreciation for yourself, there's just, I don't see how you're going to be able to appreciate the next person. I mean, it's not magic. But I just think that if there's a lot we can do, there's so much we can do to be able to come to that place where we have some level of understanding of what our journey in life is and where we're going. If anything at all, some kind of indication of where we're going and what our journeys have sort of impacted in our own lives. And I do realize that everybody has their own journey, and ultimately it's not the same for everybody. But I think that we need to make a conscious effort to be able to appreciate not just ourselves, but also the next person, to be able to appreciate what they are going through, and to be able to understand that there's no perfect place. I mean, there's no place where you get to and then you're that perfect person, or that person has come to their full realization of who they are and what they're about, where they're going, etc., etc., etc. Because it's a journey. Like I said, it's there'll be those times when you're at a good place in your life, and there'll be those times when you're like at that low place in your life. The I think the beauty of it all is to be able to be understanding and learn some level of respect for whatever that the other person is going through. And not because that it's going to be written on their foreheads that, oh, I'm going through a tough time or anything like that. But sometimes people lash out. Personally, I don't take lashing out of, like, when people lash out, I don't take that to heart. Sometimes it's bad, sometimes it hurts, but I excuse them a little bit, and I either just walk away from the situation or I say nothing at all. Now, if what they have said to me or what they have done to me requires some serious redressing, then I will redress the situation. I will address them and ultimately bring a certain redress to that situation in a way that I would like somebody to address me, assuming I did something wrong, right? Or assuming I said something wrong, not in a disrespectful way, or not in um, a way that can create ultimately a bad situation. So it's difficult sometimes because some people can be really mean and they can be brutal when they are going through stuff. And sometimes, even when they're not going through stuff, some people are just mean. Truth, some people are just mean. What I do is, when I realize that, oh my gosh, this person is just a mean person, I totally stay away. My own principle is I don't have to have a pack of people around me. I'm not a pack person. I'm a very one friend, two friends. I feel that if I cannot leave you better than I met you, or if I cannot impact that one tiny little thing in your life, then that whole situation is not really very important, and I don't have to be around you. And if you cannot do the same for me, then no, 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 no. So if I realize that I'm not the person I want to be when I'm with you, either I'm in the same room or in the same environment, if I realize that I'm not the type of person I want to be, I don't feel I don't feel, like uplifted, I don't feel encouraged, I don't feel good, I'm always angry or depressed or bitter when I'm with that person or when I'm around such a person, then I totally just, stay away. I love my friends. I love my family. My sisters are my best friends. I do have two other best friends, and they are beautiful, beautiful souls. They totally get me. I totally get them. I love them very much. And we have long discussions. We talk about many deep things. And at the end of the day, I find that every time I have a talk with either of them, I grow. Some way I'm able to share something really important in their lives, and they're also in mine. And I find that it's healthy for me because I intellectually they challenge me, and then emotionally there is support. I try to, as much as I can, be a support to them. I mean, it's not like I have only two friends in my life. I have many people that I relate very well with, and we're good together, we're good friends, etc., etc. But my trust circle is a very small one, and I is deliberate because I take relationships to heart. I take relationships to heart. So I just don't want to be an unhealthy person. I mean, not even in my body, in my soul, in my mind. I just do not want to be in that place where I'm unhealthy, because I know that if I ever get to that point, I can only dish out unhealthy things to people. You can't give what you don't have, right? I mean, I can only give as much as I have. I can try to extend beyond my borders, but that would be overstretching myself and ultimately making myself thin and weak and tired. So that journey is not even going to be a good one for me. So I try not to be that person. So when it comes to relationships, whatever kind of relationships, friendships, marriage, whether you're just my classmate, my course mate, my colleague in the office, it's the same principle basically. It's just some are short term, very short term, and some are really long term. Like a marriage is long term, right? So, I mean, unless you don't want to have a long term marriage, if you do want to have a long term marriage, then there's a lot you're going to have to think through, um, and consider in terms of whether this person, I can be a good person with this person. Like, if your spouse ultimately makes you a bitter, angry, terrible, cantankerous person, then you guys need to work on something right there, or you just need to totally, I mean, that's totally up to you, but like something needs to be done basically. And if it's a parent type relationship, mother daughter father kind of relationship, then I think that there isn't anything that you can't talk about. And if the result of that talk is to go your separate ways, that's fine. If it is to build some level of something and try to work through it, that's still fine. But if it's not to grow, then I think there are alternatives. There are things that you can basically do to get out of that situation. Um, Friendships are good, are great. Marriages could be good, could be great, could be horrible, could be whatever. But you get to decide what you are, who you are, and ultimately where you're going as a person. And you have to make a deliberate effort to be healthy in your mind, in your soul. And you also have to make deliberate effort to um, receive a certain kind of love. I think that it would be healthy to decide or to work with whoever is giving you love or showing you love on how exactly you want to receive that kind of love, or how exactly you want to, be open to that kind of situation, good or bad. So, first, you can't give what you don't have. You cannot give what you don't have. It's not magic. You can't give what you don't have. Then second, you can work at it. I mean, there's nothing that is impossible. You can work at it. You can walk out of it. But basically, you can just, there's always something to do around being a better person and affecting someone else positively and leaving people better than how you met them, and just, exuding joy, because self-love ultimately reflects in the way you behave, in the way you treat other people, and in the way that you generally, the kind of atmosphere that generally like is around you when people are with you. All right, thank you. See you next time, and ciao.